Hello there and welcome to our channel. My name is Mary Amondo. I'm in charge of training and career advisory services here at Corporate Staffing Services. And today I am joined by our CEO, Mr. Paminas, where we will be discussing briefly on job search, and we'll be looking at what it really means to be overqualified for a role. So that is what we are discussing today. Karibu sana, Paminas.
Thank you, Mary, and it's nice to have you.
Great.
Seated on the other side.
I know. So let's just dive into it.
Yes.
What does it really mean to be overqualified for a role? What do employers really mean by being overqualified?
Yes, that's a very good question, Mary, and it's a question that confuses many professionals, especially the experienced professionals, because here you are, you have the skills, you have the experience, you identify a suitable job, but when you apply, you know, you hear from the HR or the recruiters telling you that you're overqualified. So today I'm going to simplify what does when someone says you're overqualified, what does it mean? So normally when an employer says you're overqualified, they normally refer to two things. It's either the skills that you have or the years of experience. Now let me expound on both. So let's look at an example of an employer who's looking for someone with 5 years of experience. Now, it's possible for you, if you have 15 years of experience, to look at the job and say, I can be able to do this job. But what you forget is that these 5 years of experience, most likely, the salary attached is because of the level of experience. So my budget could be, oh, I'm paying 80,000 or 100,000 or even 40,000 based on the years of experience. So you who has 15 years of experience, you're obviously going to ask for more. You're going to command more salary. And that is why an employer is looking at you and saying, well, Mary, yes, we like you. You can do the job. But I see us disagreeing, you know, in the future, in the next 3 months. Why? Because if you're earning such a high salary and me, I'm paying low, even if you can be able to do the job, then you see, then you're not a good fit. Yeah. Now, in terms of skills level, I'll use the same example. You have 15 years of experience. I'm looking for someone who has 5 years of experience. Now, it's like you'll be downgrading yourself. Why? Because someone who's at 5 years of experience, 5 to 7 years, cannot be compared with someone who has 15 years of experience. You've learned a lot. You probably even have, apart from the technical skills, you also have people and leadership skills. You know, you've been able to do much. You probably even have strategy. You're able to manage stakeholders, different relationship, as opposed to someone who mid-level, 5 years to 7 years, is someone who's at their mid-level. Again, you see, if you come on board with those many years of experience, you'll be underutilized after some time. Yeah. So normally the people who you find applying for jobs where they are overqualified in terms of salary or skills, they're people who are a bit desperate. They could, they may not be working, or maybe they want a job as soon as possible. Let's say where they're working, the relationship they have with the boss is not good, so they're really desperate to get an opportunity. So for me, I always advise professionals, look at a job. In fact, go for those jobs where you meet 70 to 80% of the requirements. Why? Because then the 20% that you don't meet, it will be a challenge for you. You'll be learning something. Yeah. As opposed to where, oh, you've met, it's like if you look at this job, it's what you did 5 or 7 years ago. How will it challenge you? It will not. Yeah, and even if you're desperate to get a job now, it will not work for both parties. Because 3-4 months later, you'll be out there in the market looking for a job, either because your skills are not being fully utilized, or the pay is not commensurate with what you were earning before. Yeah.
Great. I was even about to ask, what can we now do, or what can someone do about it if they feel they are overqualified for a role? And yet they really need the offer, the job.
I think it's to be realistic. So don't just go for a job for the sake of it. And that is why I know there are situations where it may not be of your own making. For example, if you've been declared redundant, I mean, no one, it's possible you could have seen it coming, it might have been a surprise. But as a career coach, as someone who has helped professionals, I always say there's a need for planning. So you don't find yourself maybe so desperate such that now you have to take any job that comes your way. Yeah, that's the only way you'll be able to avoid such a situation. Yeah, so plan your career, look at opportunities. There's no harm in applying for a job where you still have one, because then you'll be qualifying a job and saying, okay, do I meet 80% of the requirement? Is there something I can learn from this job? Then you apply. Yeah, and that way you always find yourself, you're moving at the right time. Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much, esteemed viewers. I believe you have been able to get few tips on how to navigate through being overqualified for a role. The main key takeaway is on planning. So it is important you get to plan. And for more of such insights, I encourage you to click on the link below to get more tips on how to prepare yourself for the next level that you'd want to move in your career. Thank you once again, and let's meet in the next video.